think there's nothing stopping us writing a porno. There's nothing in the rules that says we can't write a porno.
It just has to be a little plot heavy to fill the space.
Yeah.
It has to be slow burn.
Slow burn.
We just spent an uncomfortably long amount of time casting.
Oh no.
And then even longer just describing the events.
In great detail.
Oh, Jesus.
Excruciating detail, you might say.
Hey, if you're my
Okay.
mum and you're watching this,
Yeah,
this is
Dad,
the episode
Dad.
for you.
Time to log off now. We're officially...
Oh,
you're officially
Jesus.
done with this episode of the podcast.
Goodbye.
Hey, welcome to Writer's Roulette, the show what... my name is Callum, my pronouns are they, them, and I stopped talking then. I didn't cut out, don't worry, your microphone, your
Okay.
speakers, sorry, are fine.
Hi, my name is Ashton. My pronouns are he, they. I can pronounce Clanvaya Pukwinga Kugarich when Drobach Lancelia Gogogoch.
That's a fun fact.
Holy
fun
shit.
fact.
Yeah, that's a really fun fact.
I can't do that.
Uh,
I think Toby should try and do it.
no. Hi, my name is Tobias. I use he, him, they, them, and its pronouns. And... yeah.
Swag. Anyway, I'm going to read from a list of randomly generated words. And from that list, my wonderful co-hosts are going to pick 3 words that catch their ear. From those words, we're going to pitch a story that is somehow inspired by them. Bebop. Let's go.
Bebop.
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 So, let's go.
go.
We've got assignment, sister, chin, advice.
Advice.
Advice seems fun.
Okay.
Law, facility, likely, dark.
Dark?
I like dark.
Dark's a word.
You can take that in different directions.
Say, rocket, fossil, colourful, gain, plagiarize.
Plagiarize
Confidence.
is a fun word.
Alright, there we go. We got advice, dark, and plagiarize.
What if we have a dark comedy about someone who is pretending to be a therapist? Right? Like,
I had
you know... What's yours? Mine's not great.
It's like... I don't know how this is played. It's like an agony aunt type character that sort of ends up like convincing like people to commit crimes. Well, like specifically, I was thinking specifically in a high school setting.
What if it's an agony aunt who...
I don't know what that word means.
Oh, fuck. Okay. Let me...
What the fuck
Yeah.
is this?
Like an advice column. A specific type of like
Oh.
advice column.
So it's like a thing in a newspaper where people would write in with their troubles, and then the agony aunt
Oh,
would
like that
write back
one
on
lady.
how to fix them.
Something
Maybe.
Teresa.
Yeah, May Teresa.
Yeah, Mother
Prime
Teresa.
Minister.
Uh,
Mother Teresa.
Mother Teresa, famous advice columnist.
Yeah.
Mother Teresa, Prime Minister of the United Kingdom.
Okay. Expanding on Ashton's thing, what if it's an agony aunt who receives, like, a confession, I guess, saying that they've done something that is, like, quite fucked up, I guess,
Is
maybe.
that just gonna be that one British television show that Ad made
Black
me
Mirror?
watch?
No? Okay.
It's got James Corden in it, and a guy, like, picks up a phone, and it turns out the phone is, like, from a guy whose wife got kidnapped.
Oh, the wrong man?
Yeah!
I love that. That was great. But
Isn't it
I
just
wasn't
that?
thinking of that.
Oh. Woo.
I guess kind of something like that, though. That's a reference.
I
that
was
guess you can
thinking,
make.
I like Ashton's idea of an advice columnist that is subtly, like, pushing people towards crime. But I was going more towards therapy and less towards advice column-y, because I feel like that would be a little less public and therefore easier to do crime.
The other idea I had is it was a dark comedy about someone who's addicted to plagiarizing, and they're trying to help to stop it. Like, they're way more addicted to it than they have any right to be, considering it's such a minor thing. But it's like someone who's addicted to cheating. They consider themselves like a thief, but it's only with thoughts. And not with anything physical. They're really uptight about it.
I really like that too. What if we've got a therapist who's therapizing someone
That's the
who's
word.
like compulsed to like do crime, but like really white collar, like I'm gonna
Yeah.
make a fake passport so I can go to Maui for my vacation. Like, shit like that. And they're like, I bet I could push you into doing crime that benefits me.
Oh.
So it's
Yeah,
like,
so like she
Oh.
convinces him to murder someone or something.
yeah, murder
Oh my God, okay.
or general other crime.
Well, it's like slowly builds up, right?
Yes. First it's like, I think we should talk more about your emotional issues and less about your compulsion to crime, because that'll definitely help. And then we get into the gaslighty, general, dark comedy aspect.
Does this end up being a story about how some therapists should not be therapists?
Yes.
Because that's a thing that definitely exists.
And then the twist is that the therapist was never licensed. And just kind of therapist people.
Oh my
God. Fuck. This is really cool.
Oh, the final scene is the actual therapist walking into their office, like noticing that someone's been there the whole time they've been on holiday or whatever.
See, I thought it would be cool if the final scene we reveal that the fake therapist killed the real therapist and assumed their identity.
Also fun. That's more doable, I guess. Oh, they have a whole thing about like, oh, okay. I don't know too much about like therapy techniques and stuff, but I have an idea right now where throughout the film they focus on this cupboard and what it represents and what like could be. So the therapist uses the cupboard as a metaphor for the dark secrets that the person has inside
and
him.
The body!
And right at the end, it goes inside and the body is in there. Yeah.
That's incredible.
Yes,
okay,
that's good.
Okay.
That's really good.
Yes.
Also, we don't really have to know how therapy works, because this is a fake therapist. They're not doing real therapy.
Yeah.
I could be the resident person who's been in therapy before.
Therapist aficionado?
I say that. It's talk counseling rather than big boy spicy therapy. But yeah.
Yo, spicy therapy.
Yo,
there's different types of therapy. I feel like calling it spicy therapy is probably bad. But
if you were able to be canceled on this, I would probably do that now. But because only Callum can lose points,
that is true.
So I guess I'll give you a point for spicy therapy.
What? No, come on, you can't. I will. Oh, what the fuck?
I'm being encouraged. My bullshit is being encouraged.
It is.
I'm livid. What the fuck? That's...
And you know what? Negative point, Callum, for disrespecting
What?
me.
Just...
For disrespect.
Don't disrespect the points master.
I am a cruel mistress.
That was such a Callum moment.
Sorry, Callum, you're the scapegoat of this family.
-1 Callum points for having a Callum moment.
Negative point, Callum, for a Callum moment.
Just, I every time I lose a point, I actually lose 2. That's a cool mechanic.
You said it, not us.
Okay,
I
wasn't gonna give you an extra negative point, but because you said that and it's funny, I'm gonna do it again.
I am going to piss.
Just here.
Don't piss while on the
Just
podcast.
right
You'll lose a
now.
point.
If you piss on this
If we
podcast,
hear
I
you
will
piss, Toby's gonna take away a point.
I will give you negative 10 points.
I'll hold it in for the hour. I wonder if that bit's gonna come back. Probably not. But if it does, give me a pat on the back. Or a negative point, more likely. Okay.
10 negative points.
What? Oh, what the fuck?
Not now, just if you do.
Well, guess it's not coming back then. Sorry, gamers.
Sorry, gamers.
Sorry, viewers, listeners of Hit Podcast Writers Roulette.
Available on Apple Podcasts.
Oh yeah, Toby, we found out that we're on Apple Podcasts actually.
We're on a
We have
we're
been
on a
the
podcast
entire
right
time.
now? Wait, hold
We've
on.
been
We're
on
on-
Apple
no,
Podcasts
hold on.
the entire time.
This is a podcast?
Yes, this is a podcast that is going on Apple Podcasts, the site that we slacked off really badly.
Fuck Apple Podcasts! No!
Yeah,
I'm
I still stand by
revolting.
it.
It's not that we're on there now. We have been there the entire time.
We have!
We've been telling everyone we're not on
Apparently.
Apple Podcasts, and we've been on Apple Podcasts.
We've been on Apple
Whoops.
Podcasts. Firstly, it's weird that we have an Apple Podcast, but I need to rewind a little. This is a podcast? Like,
Oh yeah.
we're recording
It's like-
right now.
Yeah, it's like a thing where it's like a show, but they only hear our voice. There's no video. That's
It's like a show, but they'll never know what we look like.
yeah, they'll never know. That's the thing that we say.
That's the catchphrase we definitely say every time.
Yeah. It's like
Yeah,
a show, but we can
every
show up at
time.
your house in any moment and just wreak
And you would
havoc.
have no idea.
And you wouldn't know it would be hit podcast hosts Ashton, Callum, and Toby. Anyways, maybe we want to podcast a little during this podcast.
Yeah.
Right.
We need to do some characterization, maybe,
Yeah.
of these characters.
Who do we want to focus on first? Wacky, not really therapist, murderer guy, or...
I think being therapized protagonist is our...
Yeah, because we know a lot less about
Yeah.
them.
The only thing we know is they have an addiction to small, petty crimes that slowly snowballs up into bigger and bigger things throughout as it goes on.
I really like the idea of this being like a white-collar, like, accountant with a wife and 2.5 children and a dog.
What does 2.5 children mean? Does that mean one on the way?
No, it's like the,
You're just...
people make fun of the, like, suburbs, white-collar job, wife, 2.5 children, and a pet.
Okay, but what does
2.5
children mean?
as in,
it's-
that's the
it's
average amount of children a household has, so it's a joke about...
Right.
So people are always like, haha, half child. And it's a funny.
I think 2 kids, a boy and a girl, is the most, it's like nuclear family, isn't it?
Yeah.
And I also feel like this guy's, like, really timid as well.
Yes, this is
Yeah,
like a
at the start.
shy little, like, I account for a living.
I love stealing.
I calculate the amount of money that companies make in a fiscal year. And I also like to steal stop signs. I don't know why, it just kind of happened.
Oh, the opening line is like, "Hey, I'm Name. My name is my." Nope, he wouldn't say "I'm Name. My name is."
You know what would be really fucking funny?
What?
Opening scene.
Mhm.
It's like...
If you say what I was literally about to say properly, I'm gonna flip.
It's a support group? Is that what you were?
No.
Okay,
No.
it's a support group, and the fake therapist finds him there, but he's like in the support group, and he's like,
Ooh.
"Hi, my name is Alan, and I'm addicted to petty crime." Hi, Alan.
Yeah. I was gonna say, like, "Hey, my name is Name. I'm Age is what I was gonna say.
I'm
I have a wife and
39.
2 kids and a dog. And I have an addiction to stealing," is where I was going with that.
What if he, like, goes into therapy or he goes into that support group and he's anxious about the fact that he's addicted to stealing and he's stealing things, but they're not even very important. Like, he hands himself into that support group and he's just like, I steal pens from the office. But he has so much guilt and anxiety about that. And then that ends up getting preyed on to the point where she convinces him to do actual
Yeah.
crimes. So
Oh,
I don't think
I
he
love
starts off an actual criminal. I just think he has this weird guilt complex
no,
about being a criminal.
Yeah.
And I think that's really fun.
I love that.
I think it should start with pens. I think it's already ramped up once. Only a little bit more. I don't have an example.
Stealing stop signs, like random weird children.
Yeah. Okay, so it started with office pens, and now he's stolen a sign once, right?
Mhm.
And so it's already seeding in the therapist's mind that he's willing to,
He's escalating.
like, yeah, he's already escalating on his own. So he just needs a push from the therapist.
Oh, I love this.
This is really sick.
In a lot of ways.
True. Should we just do some names? Oh no, one more thing. What's the therapist's end goal here? What do they want him to do?
I really like the idea of the therapist just being like, I need someone to do the real crimes, and then I can just be like,
Yeah.
I'm a lowly
What's
therapist.
the? Yeah.
I think she needs him to kill someone.
Yeah,
for her.
murder.
Okay.
I love the idea of he murders someone, and then she's like, that was a bad murder. Like, I told you
Oh,
to do it this
yes.
way, and you...
Oh, that's fun.
And you left
I
prints
like
and
that,
stuff,
yeah.
and then she turns him in and goes to be a fake therapist somewhere else. And that's the end.
And then it does the thing where it like goes through the cupboard door.
Yeah.
The camera goes through the cupboard door, and you see the corpse in it.
Hmm.
And that's cut to credits.
You know what would be really fun? I think the final scene should be the therapist, like, opens the cabinet, and, like, grabs, like, her away bag with all her clothes in it, because she's sleeping there, because she doesn't have, like, a real house.
Oh, that's nice.
And, like, right before she goes to close them again, like, a little piece of, like a little drop of blood, like, gets on her cheek, and she's like, ugh. And she wipes it off and then closes the doors, and that's all we get. We don't see the corpse.
I don't know. I feel like it has to be quite blatant because it doesn't come up until the end.
That's
like,
fair.
And also, I don't know how much blood would be in there, because that corpse has been there for a long time.
That, and also I really like the cinematography idea of the camera panning through the cupboard door.
That's fair.
I can really see that.
That's pretty.
That's pretty pretty.
So who does she need him to kill, and why does she want them dead?
That's what we need to
That
work
is
out.
important.
I guess just, like, a different patient that she has that's, like, getting onto the fact that she's not a real therapist and is trying to make him do crime. So she's like, I need you to take care of this for me.
Is she a serial killer then? Does it reveal that, like, she's sort of been going through this chain of impersonating therapists and getting the therapy people to do crimes for her?
Yeah, I absolutely love that. Or, like, it's like a detective that's on her trail, or like a PI or something, because like
detective, yes,
like a different therapist went missing, or like someone went missing, and he's like, this lady is a little suspicious.
We've got this other character that is on her case, and then she needs that guy to kill him because there's this guy who's out to get me, and he's trying to stop us having these sessions and stop me being in therapy, and these sessions are really important to you, aren't they? So I need you to take care of this.
Yeah.
Do we see? I feel like we probably don't get perspective from the detective because I think that would kind of give the game away.
I think maybe in the later later episodes, like before he gets murked, like we can see some of him like snooping around, like finding things, and we're like, didn't know she was on that level of crime, like before he gets absolutely murked.
But I don't know if we don't. Well, I've noticed this every time. Toby goes into this thinking it's going to be a show. I go into this thinking it's going to be a film.
I think it's going to be a show. I think this.
Yeah, I think it because it's like it like escalates.
I think it could
slowly.
probably work as a show. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
The actual thing I was going to say though, I don't know if I want any like. I guess if it's a show, we have more time to do this, and we probably should show that the therapist is like a serial killer. So I guess it would make sense to.
I think a little bit of. I don't think necessarily we know that she's a killer until the end, but we probably know that she's not really who she says she is, and he's beginning to piece that together, and we sort of watch him piece that together, but he doesn't realize it until...
Yeah, until after he's killed the guy, I guess. Yeah.
He doesn't fully get there until he's already fucked.
Yeah.
This is a Shakespearean tragedy.
Whoa.
Yeah, we want Shakespeare.
I feel like we should kind of decide what the, like, moral point of this is gonna be.
Sometimes therapists are bad. Not this bad, but sometimes they can be bad.
Yeah, I like the idea of being just like, hey, sometime you can go shopping for therapists, and if one of them is encouraging you to do crime, maybe that's not a great fit.
Yeah.
I like the idea of him not knowing that because he's a very white, like a milquetoast, white bread man, so he's already embarrassed about having to go to a therapist.
Yeah.
And I think that point is pretty good, because we're like, hey, if we stigmatize going to therapy, you get fucked by bad therapists when you eventually do need to go.
Is this going to be the first episode of Hit Podcast Writer's Roulette without any gay people in it? Because that's crazy. Unless the detective, but also I don't want to kill him off.
We don't want to kill him off, but also I do want someone queer. This is so sad.
Is there any places that we explicitly talk about anyone's relationships in this other than
Yeah, I don't think it comes up.
My wife!
The guy with the...
I don't think there's anyone to particularly be like, this one is gay, and you must know it.
We just do it on Twitter. Nah, not 2 episodes in a row. We're not talking about her.
Yeah. Unless we, like, lampshade the fact that he's suffering from compat too much, which would just be a little much.
Yeah, I think we can do an episode without any gay people in it for once.
Yeah. Straight people in the audience, this one's for you.
It's about murderers.
It's about murderers, and no one in the show is a good person, and that's perfect representation for you, isn't it? Isn't it? This is how it feels.
We've written a bunch of straight people, and we're going to kill them all off in front of you.
We've written a bunch of straight people, and half of them are killers, and the other half are murdered. Have fun.
Have fun.
The only good one is the wife.
Yeah, and probably the kids.
Yeah, and the kids are fine, but we don't know if they're
and
straight.
the dog. Or cat, the animal.
Yeah,
the cat's gay. The cat's a lesbian. Fuck you.
The cat's a lesbian.
The cat's a lesbian. Fuck you.
The cat is a trans lesbian.
Get fucked. Fucking hell. I think we've got all our characters, right? We've got the family, we've got the therapist, and we've got the detective.
And the protag.
Should we name some generation?
Yeah, let's generate some names.
Okay, I've just got the fucking gender neutral, well, not gender neutral, the mixed name generator, and we can just assign names to whoever we want.
Wait, before we do that, I really like the idea of our protag being Alan. I don't know why, it just kind of clicked.
Fuck it, sure, okay. Okay, so we've got Adelina Horn, Myla Pitts, Jodie Dodd.
I like Jodie as the wife.
Oh, as the wife. Okay, I was gonna say as the therapist lady.
I think either could work.
So it's, which one do we want to do?
Toby said it first. Let's go for wife.
Woo.
Yeah, let's go for wife.
Okay, are we keeping the last name too? Dodd?
Sure, I don't mind.
2 Ds?
Alan Dodd.
3 Ds?
Yeah, 3 Ds total.
Yeah.
They're all at the end. There's an invisible D at the start as well. No, it's still pronounced Dodd, but it's spelled O triple D. We've got to name the detective, the therapist, the 2 kids, and the dog. Can the dog be a golden retriever? That's like the most generic dog, right?
Also, they're just cute.
True.
Also, call back to, I think episode 4, the one with the racing thing. We should definitely give them a shitty New York name from that goddamn list.
Oh my god.
Dinosaur.
Bronx the dog.
Dinosaur the dog.
Dinosaur.
Oh my
That'd
god,
be so
let me
funny.
fucking
Can
New
we?
York names for dogs.
Can
We're
we?
back.
Can we name the dog Dinosaur?
Dinosaur is a good one.
Dinosaur the dog. Doggy
That'd be
Dinosaur.
pretty cool.
I'm down for Dinosaur. Dinosaur the golden retriever.
Yeah.
Just Dino.
Yeah.
Din-
And
Dino's a good
one of the
dog name,
kids
I think.
named it. One of the kids named the dog.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
It started as Dinosaur, but then since
It's
then they've
Dino.
shortened it to Dino.
Yeah.
I love that a lot.
Okay. Other human names though. Martin Lozano, Adelaide Fuller, Beth Alston,
Beth.
Emrys Rosa,
Beth is definitely the therapist.
Okay. I like that.
Beth Alston that was.
I thought
But-
it was Olston.
I don't mind. Alston works. I prefer Alston or Olsen or whatever.
Olsen is good. I'm gonna go with Olsen.
Dr. Olsen.
Dr. Olsen.
Dr. Olsen.
Dr. Olsen. I'm
British.
feeling a little steely.
Do we need 2 names for the therapist? Do we need her actual name and then like the
I don't
name
think
she's
we ever find it
stolen?
out.
Yeah.
I don't think we ever find it out.
I
unless
feel
we
like that's a
do.
fun detail for him, the detective guy, to figure out as we go along. So we as we start.
I feel like he should figure it out, but I don't think we should know it.
Okay.
Well, I feel like if he figures it out, we have to know it, right?
I don't think so. I think it would be cool to kind of have him be like, that's not even a real name, like when he's about to get murdered, trying to talk murdery guy, Alan out of it. He's like, Beth Olsen's not even a real name, and then he just hits the other guy with a hammer and he's dead. Like, we just don't know.
Oh shit.
And then, like, I think that captures the mystery of just never knowing the therapist's, like, real name, which I think makes her a little spookier. But also, like, we do know that it's not hers.
That line from the detective is what, like, fully sparks his, like, I guess his distrust of her, right?
I was honestly thinking he'd be kind of iffy about the whole crime thing, and then by the time he, like, murders this man and,
he's,
like
fully
really
into
thinks
it.
about it, he's like, oh.
So like he
Drops the
kills him and then like has a bit of a breakdown of oh god,
There's a bit of
what
an
have I done?
moment.
Yeah, and that's
Yeah.
how he contaminates the crime scene, which is how Beth is then like,
Oh.
okay, no, you out. Goodbye. Turning you in.
Nice.
You were a danger to yourself and others, and therefore I'm allowed to break patient something doctor confidentiality.
Patient doctor something. You know.
Patient doctor something.
We'd have a research assistant to tell us what all of these big words are.
Yeah.
We don't
Yeah.
know them,
Well,
but you know what we mean. That's, you know.
You know what
there's-
we
Yeah,
mean.
You know the words that I was attempting to say.
Yeah. Alia Warner, Kane Sears, Isaiah Swan.
Could Isaiah Swan be the detective?
Okay.
Yo, is that
That's a fun
Oziah?
Isaiah with an I.
Isaiah. Isaiah?
Isaiah, yeah.
Oh my god!
Oh, excuse me?
How did you get that wrong?
Shut up, actually.
I will
up.
not
Be
shut
quiet.
up. Isaiah is the easiest name.
None of you're stupid. Actually, I think you're fine.
Okay, yeah, that's fair. That's fair. Yeah, no, okay. What was the last name again?
Swan.
Swan?
Singular. I almost said swans, but it's not. I prefer swan singular.
I preferred Swans, the band. Haha.
Haha. Like hit band as swans.
That's for all you, people on MU. I got that joke, and that's all I needed.
That's just letters. Okay. The next one is Rory Sumner, and I want the boy, the son, to be called Rory.
Rory Dodd!
We've only got one character left, and it's the daughter, so let's just generate some female names.
Yeah.
Layla, Christina.
I quite like Layla.
I like Layla.
Fuck it, first name. First random name.
Layla and Rory. Storm Davenport is one of the ones on here. That's a sick name.
Storm Davenport! That's such a good name.
So...
Casts?
Okay, let's cast people. I don't know how to cast children. I don't know any good child actors.
Jack Dylan Grazer is always my number one child choice,
Not
but we
again.
already said him for kindergarten, so we can't.
Look, we have a pool of like 20 actors. We need to go bigger than that. We can't we're not already at the point where we are reusing people this consistently.
Yeah.
By which I mean twice.
Okay. Other children.
We don't need to cast the dog either. So, just FYI, just in case you guys were going to.
Why don't we just cast the adults and then I don't
Yeah.
have to think about child actors?
Yeah.
I have ideas for casts, but I don't know anyone's name, so I am going to need to Google people.
I actually don't really have any casting.
I really don't have very much either.
I kind of want to cast... I'm typecasting the detective as the guy who played Jim Gordon in Gotham. And I don't know why I imagined
Gary
it as him from the
Oldman?
very beginning. No. The guy who played Jim Gordon...
Oh, in
Gotham.
Gotham! I was
Yeah.
thinking in the movies.
Oh my god, no.
I had a thought and then I lost it. Give me a second.
What's his fucking name? The guy from Gotham.
I was
Ben
thinking-
McKenzie.
I got it
as
again.
Isaiah Swan.
I forget his name now, though. Hold on.
You just remembered his... How... Okay.
I don't know. Give me a second.
Alright.
Okay, I've got it. I
Okay,
fully got
Do
it.
it.
So
Say the word.
this is a little out there, I think, just a little.
Mm-hmm.
But protagonist Bill Hader.
Bill Hader.
Bill Hader.
Bill Hader.
Bill Hader.
Bill Hader.
Bill Hader. Are you saying it again and again because it's a bad choice, or because you don't know who that is?
I know who it is, but I don't really know much of his like stuff.
He was on SNL for a while. He was Richie in It Chapter 2, so adult Richie.
Alright.
My cast for male protag is Nicholas Holt.
Cage. Oh, okay. Hold.
Oh.
No, not Cage. As in Thingy from X-Men. Because I think he looks like a sad, scared little man.
I get that. I was thinking Bill Hader because in Barry, he's really good. The TV show Barry. As Barry. And in that show, he plays like an assassin who's taking acting classes at first because of his assassin job, and then he slowly, falls in love with this actor lady, and she's like, maybe I just want to act. Maybe I just want to be an actor and not be an assassin. But he's still, like, assassinating on the side while he kind of figures out what he wants to do with his life, and his assassin guy is, like, kind of trying to make him not be an actor. But, like, it's funny and a good... It's like a similar vibe, I think, for what we're going for here.
I don't think he looks timid enough.
He doesn't, but he can play it, you know?
I think I prefer Ashton's, I'm not gonna lie.
I will take it then.
Instead of Ben McKenzie for the detective, I've changed my mind. I would quite like John David Washington, because I think he's cool.
So much
And
Googling.
He was the guy in Tenet. He was also the guy in Black Cake Klansman. He was also the guy in Malcolm and Marie with
that
Zendaya.
guy! Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a
Okay.
good cast.
I think he looks like a detective, mainly because of his Tenet costume, which I think looked quite sick.
Yeah, but
One of
also
the
in
only
Black...
good things about that film.
He played it really well in Black Klansman.
Yeah, no, that's the thing. I was like, I only remember him from Tenet, and I don't think he had a very standout performance in that. So I looked it up to see if he was anything else, and he was in Black Cake Klansman, which I'd forgotten about.
You do just
And
say
he
it,
was
Black
good in that.
Klansman.
What?
Nothing.
Oh no. I don't know what you said, but I'm worried.
It was just... You said it, Black K Klansman. It's just Black Klansman.
Is it? Oh,
yeah, it's stylized as that, though, so I can see why it's a little...
Huh. I think I've only heard it pronounced... I've only heard people pronounce the K. I guess not, though.
Huh. Were they white?
Probably. Pretty
makes
sure.
Sense.
Yeah.
Okay. Sticking with the theme of actors from Barry, I think Sarah Goldberg, the lady who plays the actress lady in Barry, would be a really good fit for the therapist. I'm just gonna link the IMDb now, so you know.
Yeah, let's take a look. See.
Yeah, I see that.
Right?
I don't know any of the stuff she's been in. She had a little cameo in Dark Knight Rises. She was in one episode of Elementary. She was in Gambit. Is that okay? That's not the X-Men. Yeah, I think she looks the part though.
Nice.
Was that the therapist or the wife? Hold on.
The therapist.
Okay.
My suggestion was for therapist as well was Eve Miles, who was in, apparently she's someone in Torchwood, and she was also in the show Keeping Faith, and I think she was really good in that.
Oh,
and
yeah, I think
she
would be. That's.
I think I think she'd be good as like evil murderer lady.
Yeah, maybe her, and then Sarah Goldberg as the like wife character. Then
that could be cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, we've got a cast.
We've got a cast. I contributed something to it.
Okay.
Well, which is good. I kind of know actors, maybe.
Wait, who's the protagonist? Oh, yeah, Nicholas Hoult. Okay.
Sorry, I just went back to the dog names based on New York food, and we didn't read this out last time, I don't think. Artichoke Slice.
Artichoke Slice?
Yep, that's an entire ass name.
This is gonna be a reoccurring bit now, just because what the fuck?
Yeah, every time a dog is in this show, we're gonna have to at least read one name from 107 New York themed dog names on cuteness.com.
Oh my god.
I did also see Cheesecake, which I think is a genuine really good dog name.
Cheesecake is cute.
That's good. Cheesecake's a good cat name.
Yeah.
True.
If you have a big white fluffy cat.
Cheesecake is a good rabbit name.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm getting rabbit vibes. Rabbit vibe even more than cat vibes.
That is a rabbit
Incredible.
vibe.
There we go. We're vibe checking pet names now, I guess. That's our new bit.
That's our new bit.
Every time a pet
Every
comes up.
time we have to do it at least once.
Soup.
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 Soup. Soup is a good one.
Soup's a dog.
Soup's a good dog.
Soup's a dog.
Good dog.
Shout out to Soup.
Come on, Soup. Come on. Come on. Sit. Soup. Sit.
Oh, okay. He's still going.
Like, it would just be so funny. So I'm doing it. Until someone else makes a better joke.
Okay, well, I don't have any better jokes, but I do think we should move on.
Yeah, that's a good plan. Why don't we do plot?
Yeah, that makes sense.
We do some thinking
Why don't
about
we write
the plot.
the plot of the thing where the game is we make up a plot?
Do we want to do episodes like we did for kindergarten? Like,
do we have a funny gimmick like we did for kindergarten?
do we want to do a funny gimmick?
I don't think this is very funny. I think this show is going to be particularly
I think
funny.
this...
I thought we were doing a dark comedy.
Yeah, I thought this was a black comedy.
I wasn't
dark
sure if you
comedy.
wanted to just turn it into full suspense moment. As much as I like writing comedy.
I mean, it could be like a comedy thriller, right?
Yeah, I like that idea. Like, it's, like, creepy stuff is happening, but also, I don't know, we could definitely play the hammer murder for laughs.
I mean, I don't think playing murder for laughs is a comedy thriller thing. I think that's just a comedy thing. Like, comedy thriller does have serious moments, right?
The scene with the murder has to be a serious moment.
Yeah.
That's fair, I guess.
Sorry, I've still got this fucking dog names thing open and what Chrysler brackets building. I'm losing my mind. I'm closing this.
Imagine.
Do not want to call your dog Chrysler.
Imagine you name your dog first name Chrysler, middle name Building, last name your last name.
Oh my god.
Imagine if your dog's name has brackets in it.
Chrysler Building Johnson.
Fuck.
You brought me to tears, and for that you get one of your points back.
Poggers.
Positive point, Callum.
For Chrysler Building.
Chrysler Building Johnson, the dog.
Fucking hell.
Imagine
You're the one that said
naming-
Chrysler Building Johnson. How does Callum get a point for Chrysler Building
Shut up,
Johnson?
shut up, I'm losing.
I also want a point for that, now that we're here.
Fine. I'm fine with that. I'm fine with us both getting a point.
Do I get a
'Cause at
point
least
for
I'm closer
reminding
to
you that you
Ashton.
deserve a point, Toby?
Yes.
Okay, there it is. I can't fucking win.
You're just as in the hole as you were before.
Yep. Swag.
Swaggy. Alright,
Swaggy.
Plot.
Yeah.
Enough of
So-
Chrysler Building Johnson, the 3-year-old boy.
Why is it a human now?
He's a 3-year-old boy, I don't know what to tell you.
He's a 3-year-old boy.
He's spontaneously humaned.
Oh no. Alright.
Plot.
Let's do a plot recap.
So we
I think that's a
start
good place to
with
start.
there's like a support group for people
Yes.
that steal things. And she's there. Is she like pretending to be someone at the support group so she can like scout people and tell them about her therapy or something?
I like the idea of her leading group.
I was going to say maybe it's a different leader, but it's like one of those sports halls where you can view from above, and she's like there listening in.
I like
And
that.
so she starts following this guy.
I was thinking either that or she's like leading the group and she's like, yeah, I volunteer in my free time because I'm a therapist and I really want to help people get better. But really she's just scouting people for crime.
I like the idea of her lurking there. As much as I like your idea, Toby, I like the idea of her lurking and then like coming up to this guy after the thing and being like, hey.
Lurkery is just as good.
I think setting the tone immediately that there's something off with her might be a good call.
Yeah.
Like, it's a subtle thing like that, where it's not played like she's particularly creepy.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's not like suspenseful music or anything, it's just shots of her.
It's just a weird dynamic to have with a
Yes.
therapist, is to be approached. Like, that should immediately be ringing red flags for anyone who knows anything about
Yeah.
therapy, but as we established, this guy has no clue. He just is really anxious and he needs help.
Yes.
Yeah. Toby, you just wrote, "Hi, I'm Alan, I'm addicted to stealing pens, also assigned once," but I do have a specific idea of how I think it would be cool if this dialogue went.
Uh-huh.
So it's like, it's kind of like, it's like a generic opening, I feel, but it's like, he's there, and he's like, "Hi, my name is Alan, I am 39 years old. I've got a wife, 2 kids, a dog called Dino, and I'm addicted to stealing." And then it's like, "Hi, Alan."
You know it would be even better?
Okay.
I really love that idea.
I wasn't finished, but go on.
If you want to finish.
It's only a minor thing where then, like, we get a shot from the balcony of therapist Beth looking over, and as that shot's up there, he says, like, it started off with just pens from the office, but it's starting to build up. I have a sign in my house now, and I don't know what to do with it, and I just stole it for some reason. Obviously cleaner than that, but that kind of gist.
I like that.
I really like that. I have a slight tweak.
Okay.
I really like the idea of us knowing immediately he's like, I like the idea of like close in shot, just him and his face, and he's like nervous and he's like, "Hi, I'm Alan," and everyone goes, "Hi, Alan," and then he just starts talking about his normal life, like, "I have a wonderful wife and 2 children who I really love and a dog, and we live in this nice suburb, blah, 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 blah." And then the therapist like cuts in from like off screen and is like, "And why are you here?" Like he has to have some
good.
he has to have a lot of goading to actually like get to the point. And then he's like,
Yeah, okay.
I have a compulsion. I've been stealing pens from work, and now I have a stop sign, just in my house. I don't know what to do with it.
I love the line, "I just have a sign now. I took it, and I don't know what to do with it.
I don't know what
I
to
can't
do
give
with
it back."
I can't give it back.
Yeah, he goes off on a ramble about this sign, and he's so clearly just, like, trying to stall, I guess.
Yes.
And then the therapist puts him back on track and he carries on. I don't know what he says after that, but he carries on.
And I really like the idea of having a really long take on just his face, and then once we do that, it, like, cuts between shots of everyone in group to, like, high shots from the balcony, but you don't quite see why you're getting high shots from the balcony until people start leaving,
good.
And then the camera pans around to see the therapist, and then she leaves.
Yo, us when we do directing in
Yo,
Hip Podcast
us-
Writers Roulette,
Us
that doesn't
when we
happen.
direct it.
Yo, cinematography on Hip Podcast Writers Roulette. Not
Sometimes.
usually, but here we are. Yeah, so that's our intro. That's our opening scene. Then we get a scene, I guess, where, like, behind the sports hall, maybe he's smoking or whatever. He feels like he smokes.
Yeah.
And he's approached by the therapist who vapes. She vapes. I'm declaring
I
this.
just, not to cut in way too quickly, but I really love the idea of him having smoked in high school and then he stopped, and then now that he's nervous about, like, stealing things again, he's started chain smoking.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, and so they're behind this big sports hall, and she approaches him and is like, hey, I am a professional therapist. Maybe this is a bit too blatant. Maybe she does something more clever, where she, like, puts an ad through his door or something.
I like that.
So, like, she, like, follows him home in the car.
Yeah.
And then the next day, conveniently, a letter comes through his...
I don't think we should
Mailbox.
see her following him home, but other than that, I really like that idea.
I think you should see her in a car behind him going into his house, but it's not focused on. It's just, like, in the background. So you could work it out if you spot that,
Yeah.
but if you don't...
If you're
then
looking
it's
for it,
still the
then you can
mystery.
tell that she's
Yeah.
there. But if not, like, he's just going home at night and he's smoking a cigarette outside of his house for a little bit, and you can tell that he's hiding this from his
Yeah.
wife. He has some mouth breath. What?
He has mouth breath.
He has mouth
Mints?
breath.
But like
Yo!
the mouth freshener, the breath
Mint.
freshener, the.
I was about to say cologne. Don't put that in your mouth.
I mean, you could. It would cover up
Can
the
you?
sk of alcohol, not
It
alcohol.
tastes like shit, though.
smoke.
It would cover up the stench of being alive, maybe.
Maybe.
The Stench of Being Alive is the title of my new Eldritch horror book.
The stench of being alive is the title of my new autobiography.
Your new autobiography.
Yeah, the
What's
sequel.
title of your
Yes.
autobiography?
Toby lived more after he wrote the first one.
Yeah,
so he kept writing.
The first autobiography was called The Stench of Becoming Alive, and this one is Being Alive.
You wrote one about being in the
You wrote
womb.
about
'Cause the-
being born.
Because the first one,
Cuts off.
the first one, the midpoint was when I got born, and then the rest of it was becoming a human being. Just
Okay, that's all the rising
and
action.
yeah,
stuff.
and before that, it was about how I was before I happened. You know, the primordial soup. We all remember that.
Of course.
And then the second half is like me becoming a human being, because you know you're not human until you're like 12.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
So that's when you fully load in.
Yes.
Okay, we're still doing the recap.
Yep. Okay. So she puts a flyer through his door, and then he's like, all right, honey, I'm going out with the boys. Don't wait up. And then he goes to therapy.
Yeah.
And we have a subplot about how she thinks he's cheating, but really he's like going to bad therapy. And she's like, "What are you doing? What's your deal? Talk to me." And he's like, drinks with the boys, going to the library.
Would it be kind of messed up, like, but in a fun way, if the therapist, like, tried it on with him?
Oh, I love that.
Like, tried to seduce him into doing what she wanted him
Oh.
to, but then, like, he doesn't. He's like, "No, I love my wife," but he continues going to
and
the
then
therapy anyway.
then she changes tactics.
Yeah.
Because he's stupid and doesn't realize that's a red flag.
Yeah.
The plot of this is he's stupid and he doesn't realize it's a red flag.
Yes.
Yeah.
Just the whole thing.
What? All good protagonists miss something, otherwise it's a boring story.
Right?
Right?
Agreed.
Yeah. Like if everyone... Nobody acts perfect in a story. That sucks ass.
Yes.
Cinema sins.
Can't wait for CinemaSins to review every single one of our podcast episodes.
I can't wait for the Cinema Sins episode on Hit Podcast Writers Roulette.
Yo.
We should do one of those.
We should definitely do that. For April Fools, we stream us cinema sinsing a perfectly good piece of media.
No, we should Cinema Sins ourselves.
We cinema sins ourselves. Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's where the funny is.
That's what I was
Ding.
doing.
You're too funny. Not
Ding.
enough plot. Ding. Callum did not deserve a point for that.
Fuck. Damn. Yeah, that's about
Yeah.
what it is.
Yeah, it would really just be that for a couple
Ding.
hours. What you dinging me for? What's my ding? Hey,
Fuck you.
I'm podcasting here. What's the deal with your dings? I'm podcasting. I'm
Ding,
podcasting.
actually,
Podcasting
raccoons
here.
can't talk, and even if they did, they wouldn't be voiced by John Mulaney.
Ding. Actually,
Oh, that's a
raccoons
fucking
are very
thing to do.
complex creatures that can't be boiled down to just haha funny man in funny voice.
That's not a cinema sin. That's an actual criticism sometimes, maybe. It's bordering on one.
That is not. That is the most inane bullshit that you could get dinged for. Actually, raccoons don't talk like that.
Ding, actually, ghosts aren't real, so...
Ding. Actually, it's up for debate as to whether or not like, other dimensions are a thing, and this is unrealistic.
In Kindergarten, we throw a bunch of puppets at the guy, and it intentionally looks bad, and then Jeremy laughs at it and dings. Because it
Actually,
looks bad.
those zombies aren't realistic at all. They would have never
Muppet
believed.
Zombies is a really stupid idea, actually, and that's why you're getting dinged
There's no realism.
every time we see one.
Absolute lack of realism in Kindergarten.
If you didn't get any of those references, watch every episode before this.
Yeah.
Trust me, it's worth it.
It
That's
really
so
is.
funny.
We're all
Put
very
them
funny.
all on at the same time. On every single different Spotify. Not different Spotify, different streaming service.
Yeah. Put one on each streaming service except for Apple Podcasts, because if you do, you're a cuck.
Oh,
Really hit the K there.
Cuck with a hard K.
Cuck with a hard
Cuck.
Damn.
Cuck.
How do we know if you're hitting the C or you're hitting the K?
I would say that hitting the C would be hitting the initial C, whereas
There's two
the
Cs.
K makes the K makes the real noise at the
Is there a
end.
silent
If you hit the hard
Okay.
C, the C's are all or nothing, right? That's how
Yes.
it works. You have to hit all the hard C's or all the hard K's.
Cuck.
Yeah, that's hard C's. That's hard C's.
Cuck.
But cuck. Oh, that's hard everything.
Yeah.
Okay.
Cuck.
Apart from the U.
If you listen to this podcast on Apple Podcasts, you're a cuck.
If you listen to this on Apple Podcasts, you're a cuck. That's with a soft everything.
Soft of
Right.
me. If you listen to this on Apple Podcasts, you're a
Yeah.
and that's softest everything.
You're a...
I don't have any building on this, I'm sorry. I'm a failure. It's a comedy.
Negative point Callum for not being good at being funny.
What the fuck?
You never know.
Well, so I feel like do we finish episode 1 with Alan going to therapy and then start episode 2 with him arriving?
Yeah.
That's a good cutoff point. Also, how long is this going to be ish?
Just like I feel like this would make a good like 5 or 6 episode miniseries with like 45-minute episodes.
Yeah.
That's a good call.
Like it doesn't have to be super long. I think it would.
just long movie.
Yeah.
I think if you do like a suspense type series with like way too many episodes, it just goes on. It's just
Yeah.
Yeah. At some point, it gets less fun.
make it one series, tell the story,
Yeah.
then leave. That's what I think about most things. But
Miniseries, very cool.
tell the
Filler
story, then
episodes,
shut the fuck up.
uncool. Yeah.
Exactly.
Or if you are going to do filler episodes, do something cool like BoJack did.
Yeah.
Make it funky. That's the deal.
Yeah. That's the deal.
That's the deal with TV. That's the deal. You have to agree with me.
You have to agree with us. You can't talk back to us. We can't hear you.
No.
Yeah.
That is the
so we're just
beauty
going to
of hip
assume that
podcasts.
we're right and correct all the time because we are.
Yeah, we are.
Yeah.
And
'Cause
if
you
you
can't tell
don't
us
think so,
otherwise.
and if you do not think so,
Bitch.
cuck.
Bitch and a cut.
Yeah, you're a beta male, or a beta lady, or a baity neither of those things.
A baity?
A baity.
That's what you said. You said
I
beta
said-
lady
I
or
said a
baity
beta-
either of those things.
No, I said a beta either of those things. You just
If you
didn't
say
hear me
so.
right. I'm gaslighting you about that right now.
Ah, okay. Sweet. Anyways, where do we go from here? I genuinely don't know. Oh, we just need to I guess just like now we just need to give the examples of how the crimes
Yeah.
slowly build up and snowball and end with killing a guy.
First, she talks him into shoplifting from a store just to exposure therapy or something, or be like, maybe like,
Oh,
being
that's
in that
clever.
situation will, like, jog your sense of right and wrong. So he does it, and he's like, that
And
was
it just makes
awful.
everything worse. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's like one shot where you can tell he's enjoying it though. He's like he
Oh,
likes
yes,
the
for
thrill of
sure.
it.
He's like one of those teenagers who's, like, fabulously wealthy but still steals from Hot Topic anyway.
That's a very specific call out. I don't know. I don't know how often that happens.
No, there are so many people who just shoplift from Hot Topic because it's easy, but they still very clearly have the money for it. Like, let me just say right now that if you're stealing from a big business, I'm not gonna snitch on you. It's not my business. Especially if you're stealing food or something like that, not my business. I am looking the other way. If I work there, I'm not paid enough to deal with that. Actually, no, you know what? I will do it if I work there. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Employers, hi. But if I'm just there, I'm not looking at it. Whatever, sure, have fun. Go do your thing. If you're just stealing from Hot Topic because you have nothing better to do, still based, but less based.
Yeah.
That's my hot take.
Hot topic takes.
Yo,
Hot
that's my
take
hot
picks.
time.
Top.
That's
No.
my hot top.
We both tried. No,
That's my hot
it doesn't.
topic.
Doesn't work.
It's
No.
fine.
We tried, we failed.
No, you can't.
Can't
That's
do
very
that.
unfortunate.
So he steals from a store.
He steals from a store. Does he rob a bank at one point? I think.
That's-
I love that. I love that as being like the penultimate crime.
Yeah, we have episode 5 out of 6
Robbing
is a
a
heist
bank
episode.
is harder than murder.
It is, but it's not as bad. Morally.
It's maybe if we explain the scene, I'll be more on board.
Yeah, because I'm thinking his quandary here is less it's hard and more I feel morally bad about this. So she's like attempting to get him to do technically harder things before he does emotionally harder things.
Yeah.
So she's like, I personally, as a abider of the law, would never say this to anyone who's not as cool as a patient as you are. But I think maybe some more exposure here would really help. And your wife has been thinking about that, like, Chanel bag recently that you just can't afford on your current salary. And you know what she would really love from you? Just, like, that bag.
So he tells her, the therapist, that his wife is, like, getting suspicious. He thinks that she thinks that he's cheating on her. That was a lot of pronouns. And she's right. But, no, he's right that... Fucking hell.
He's right about that.
She thinks that he's cheating on her, and he knows. And he tells his therapist, and she uses that as a way to get him to steal something for her.
Because she's already tried to create tension in that relationship anyway. By maybe she
Yes.
brings up the propulsion of the fact that they had a kiss, even though he said no. She still uses that as weight over him. The fact that they kissed, even though it was just her kissing him.
Yeah. Then, so there's a scene where he presents the stolen bag to his wife. I guess he probably has a problem where he keeps admitting to stealing things to the people who he thinks he can trust, or he can trust. So it doesn't come out straight away, but he lets slip that he stole the bag, and then it drives them further apart, right?
She's like, I don't want your stolen goods.
But he keeps having to steal things to fill that void because the therapist keeps saying that if he steals more things, then the people around him will be happier.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is
Oh my
so
God.
fun. This is so... I love
Good.
fucked up shit like that. Like this.
Yeah.
I love this kind of stuff. Ugh, it's good.
We are truly crafting an awful.
Oh yeah, of course.
But in
I
a
love
good way.
dark shit. I love like...
We're really dragging the
I love
straight man
stories
through
that
hell.
involve like manipulation like this. I don't know why they
Yeah.
just... They scratch an itch.
It appeals to you. You could relate.
I can relate because I love manipulating people.
I can relate because I'm a manipulate mansplain girl boss. You just wouldn't understand.
Mansplain girl boss is really,
That's a gender.
Yeah.
huh?
really a series of words.
Yeah, it's my gender. My gender is mansplain girl boss.
I can't tell you that's wrong.
No.
I wear a pantsuit and heels when I mansplain to you what Godspeed You Black Emperor is.
Damn. Going back quite far to the beginning, after he steals from a store, the next one is pickpocketing from someone. That's a good high tension crime. Pickpocketing from someone as they're just walking down the street. Maybe he sticks up a shop. That was another one I was going to say, instead of maybe a whole-ass heist.
Hmm.
Maybe instead of a heist, it's just stealing from a jewelry
Yeah.
store. Yeah.
That's what I was thinking, like a really expensive bag or some jewelry for his wife. I just
Yeah.
feel like bank robbery is a lot, is the only
Okay.
thing.
Yeah. And then the at this point the detective is really suspicious and kind of knows that he's in on it, but in a way that is like manipulative and bad. So the detective like confronts him and is like, "You don't have to do this." And after he tells
my
his
God,
therapist
yes.
about that, the therapist is like, "Kill him." And then he does, and the hammer scene happens, and he's like, "Beth
Yeah.
Olson isn't even her real
Oh my
name!"
God.
And he just goes berserk with the hammer and is like, "Ah! Don't
Yeah.
talk about my therapist that way! She's a wonderful woman, and she's helping me!" And then he's done, and he's like, "Oh, maybe she's not."
Blush, bash, bash.
Yeah. And then he comes to his senses, right? Oh,
Yes.
What if the scene is he like slowly stands up over the body?
Yes.
He drops the hammer. You might not see it. You might just hear it on like the stone floor or whatever. Sirens. And then like he turns around, whatever. And then it like cuts to the therapist. This is like the very final scene. Maybe he kills him right at the end. And then it cuts to the therapist in her office.
Oh, I love that.
She just called the police.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love that. Or he like calls her from prison and is like,
And then it
"Help,"
pans.
and she's like, "You're on your own, bud."
I like the
No,
idea.
I
of
think
her
it
calling the police.
cuts
Yeah.
earlier. I think it
Oh.
does. She's called the police on him.
As she's explaining the situation to the police,
Yeah.
it pans, like over the phone, it pans into the closet,
Yeah.
and that's where you see that body, and it,
So, yes.
she's got a name tag on that says the name of, what's her name? Fucking Beth? Wrong one? Beth Olsen, yeah.
Because it does. If that's going to be the final scene, we do need to kind of make it a bit obvious.
Yeah. And I love that panning in, and then the therapist on the phone in the other room goes, I know I should have reported this sooner,
Yes.
but he made me afraid for my safety. Cut.
Oh, this is so fucked up, I love it.
Like, this is what I mean. I like that we're doing a darker one. I'm sure there will be moments of comedy, but I like that we're doing a darker one.
Yeah.
We've had two very serious ones in very different directions, and I'm liking these. These are good vibes.
You know what we don't have yet? A name for the series.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
we do need that.
Think about that. Fuck. Shit. Be a reference to that. We talk about the cupboard as a metaphor in the entire series.
I don't want to call it like
Obviously
the
not
cupboard.
the cupboard. I mean, like, is there something we could play off that?
Something
Maybe?
skeletons in the closet something.
I think that line should come up somewhere, but I don't think it should be the title.
That's fair.
She should specifically say, "We've all got skeletons in our closet." Looks at the camera, wink, wink, but obviously not that last bit.
That would be so funny though.
We can't. She's not looking at the camera.
We
No.
can't. But in an alternate universe where this is more comedy,
In an
than
alternate
drama,
universe where this is Fleabag but with murder.
yeah,
Yeah.
In an alternate universe where it's funny, more funny, the therapist is the one character that can break the fourth wall. Just kind of looks into the camera,
Yeah.
wink,
Wink.
wink, says the word wink out
Wink.
loud, wink.
Of course.
We could call it exposure therapy.
Ooh. That's a good one.
Because yeah.
Goddamn, I like that.
So, yeah, it's as much as a wordplay, I think is the word, not pun, but wordplay would have been good. I
Yeah.
feel like we do a lot of wordplay, and I feel like I'm not sure that
Those are the best titles,
matches
though.
the exact vibe.
Yeah, I guess. Let's do a recap. Let's do a funny little recap.
Hell yeah. Our 3 words were advice, dark, and plagiarize. From this, we've created Exposure Therapy, a darkly comedic thriller following accountant Alan Dodd with a compulsive stealing habit. After a group counselling session, a therapy leaflet conveniently comes through his letterbox. But as his secret sessions continue, we find that Dr. Beth Olson may not be who she seems, and she convinces him to commit more crimes in the name of exposure therapy. This escalates to the point where Alan kills the detective that has been chasing Beth, and the series ends with Olson turning him in and the reveal that the skeleton in her closet was the body of the therapist whose identity she had stolen.
Nice.
We made a big boy, serious piece of
That's
media.
a funny...
Woo!
Not funny.
We did it.
This is fucked up and evil.
We
but
are
also very
literally
cool.
We did
fucked
a
up and
serious
evil.
piece of work. This The Joker thinks this is just a normal miniseries.
Hi, I haven't slept in 3 days because I'm being tormented by the spirit of post-production Callum. Really hope you enjoyed that one as much as we did. If you liked it, be sure to like, follow, and share wherever you're listening. We really do appreciate it. And be sure to catch the next one. These come out every other Sunday. Our Twitter is @RoulettePod, where you can find the card with all of our other links. We're really getting into this whole social media presence thing now. Like, we have a fucking TikTok. Callum said they'd do the WAP if we get to 100 followers. I mean, don't tell them I said that, but they definitely said that. Anyways, I hope you all have a great day. See ya around.